big breaking story at this hour. The West Bengal Assembly has passed a bill to replace the Governor Jadgeep Dhankhar with Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee as Chancellor of state-run universities. The West Bengal University Laws Amendment Bill 2022 was passed just minutes ago after 182 members voted in favour of the legislation and 40 against it in a 294-member assembly. The development comes a week after the West Bengal cabinet had approved the proposal. However, and there's a big however here, the bill needs to get the consent from the governor before becoming an act. So that's the big breaking story. Bengal, the assembly passing a bill to appoint the chief minister as the chancellor of state-run universities, but the government will now have to send the West Bengal University Laws Amendment Bill 2022 to Governor Jadgeep Dhankhar for his assent. All right, let's go across to my colleague Saurav Gupta, who is monitoring this story and has been monitoring run-ins, frequent run-ins between the governor and the chief minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee. This, the latest in that chapter. Saurav Gupta joins us. So, Saurav, given the long, the legendary, the history of run-ins between the chief minister and the governor, what is the likelihood of the governor is actually going to pass this or clear this bill? And if so, if he doesn't, what options are there for the West Bengal government?
Well, firstly, this is a bill that removes the governor from his position as Chancellor of state-run universities. The procedure is that the governor has to give his consent to the bill. That's the constitutional process that has to be followed. And constitutionally, the governor is bound by the advice of the cabinet. But we've seen governors, for example, in Maharashtra, the cabinet advised the recommendation of 12 MLCs. The governor has simply sat on that proposal and not done this. Can the governor sit on a proposal that's been passed by the state cabinet and not do anything about it? That's, of course, a little bit of a grey area. Constitutionally, the governor is bound to act on the advice of the cabinet. Now, in this case, where did this happen? Well, this was to do with appointments of vice-chancellors of universities, and there was a showdown between the Governor Jadgeep Dhankhar and the state government on that issue. This is not the only issue that there's been a showdown between the governor and the government in Bengal. In fact, there's almost been a breakdown of that relationship, the constitutional relationship. But in this case, of course, the state government has, the cabinet has approved the move. Then it's gone to the assembly. The bill has been tabled. It has passed with 182 to 40, 40 noes from BJP MLAs and 182, of course, from the government side in favor of the bill. So there's, of course, the bill passing with a very, very clear majority. But at the end of the day, it is also requires governor's sanction or consent for it to become a law. What the governor does is now anybody's guess.
So 40 no's from BJP MLAs, you say. So what exactly is the BJP stand on this issue? Why are they against the appointment of the chief minister, the chancellor? What do they think it will lead to?
Well, the BJP has been saying that, this is, of course, the state government taking full control of everything. They want to control everything is what they say. They don't want any checks and balances is what the BJP's line on this issue is. But, over the last few years, actually, so to speak, the governor in West Bengal and the government have had several run-ins on several issues. In fact, leading to, the chief minister blocking the governor on social media, on Twitter. So that's the level to which that relationship, which is supposed to be a relationship of sanctity, it's a constitutional relationship, has, fallen to. So, and the state government's complaint has been that the governor has been running the Raj Bhavan as an extension of the BJP office in the state. That is, of course, what the state government says. So, in that context, really, what the governor does, because constitutional propriety mandates that the governor is bound to act by the advice of the cabinet. What he does, like I said, anybody's guess.